All right, Grok Nation, buckle up. Today we're diving deep into the murky waters of deception. History isn't just about valiant heroes and grand victories, no sir. It's also packed with mind-bending hoaxes, elaborate cons, and outright fabrications that fooled millions. From ancient whispers to sensational headlines, humanity has a strange, almost pathological knack for believing the unbelievable. We're talking about frauds so audacious they redefined gullibility. Think about it. Entire civilizations bamboozled by a clever trickster, scientists scratching their heads over a fabricated fossil, or newspapers selling millions with stories of moonbats. Why do these elaborate lies take root? How do they spread? And more importantly, how do we spot them in our own modern age of misinformation? Get ready, because MrGrok is about to pull back the curtain on the greatest historical hoaxes. It's time for some truth bites.
All right, Truth Bites enthusiasts, buckle up, because we're diving headfirst into truly a colossal archaeological blunder, the Piltdown Man. For 40 long years, this supposed missing link between apes and humans held the scientific world captive. Imagine a fossil discovered in Piltdown, England, promising to rewrite our evolutionary story. It was a human-like skull cap paired with an orangutan jaw, deliberately stained and filed down to appear ancient. Scientists, eager to find such a discovery, championed it. But here's the kicker. It was all a meticulously crafted lie. Decades later, in the 1950s, advanced fluorine dating finally exposed the fraud, revealing the fossils were relatively modern and the jaw wasn't even human. The prime suspect? Amateur archaeologist Charles Dawson, whose motives likely stemmed from a desperate craving for fame. Piltdown Man didn't just fool experts, it taught us a crucial lesson about confirmation bias and the intoxicating allure of breakthrough claims. A real Grok-level face-down moment for science, wouldn't you say? All right, Truth Seekers, let's talk about a contraption that made AI look like child's play centuries before Silicon Valley even thought about it. I'm talking about the Turk, a mechanical chess player built in 1770 by Wolfgang von Kempelen. This wasn't just a toy, it was a sensation. It defeated Napoleon Bonaparte and Benjamin Franklin. Can you imagine the buzz? A life-size automaton dressed in elaborate robes and a turban, seemingly playing chess with incredible skill. People were baffled, mesmerized, convinced they were witnessing true artificial intelligence. But here's the Grok twist. It was an elaborate, ingenious hoax. Inside that cabinet, a master chess player was hidden, controlling the Turk with levers and pulleys. They even used candles to provide air through hidden vents, and a clever sliding seat allowed the operator to shift positions unseen. It was a marvel of engineering, yes, but primarily a marvel of deception. It taught us that even the most convincing illusions often hide simple human ingenuity, and sometimes a little bit of genius trickery. Always look inside the box, my friends.
All right, Truth Seekers, buckle up. Our next stop on the Hoax Express takes us back to 1835 and a celestial deception that truly eclipsed common sense, the Great Moon Hoax. Imagine waking up to newspaper headlines screaming about life on the moon. The New York Sun published a series of articles, allegedly from a famous astronomer, detailing incredible discoveries. They spoke of lush lunar forests, bizarre winged creatures, even sentient Aspertilio Homo. People were absolutely spellbound. Sales of the New York Sun skyrocketed, proving that sometimes the wilder the story, the faster it sells. It took weeks, sometimes months, for the truth to trickle out, but by then the Sun had made a fortune. A truly out-of-this-world example of how easily a captivating narrative, even one completely baseless, can fool an entire nation. Pretty stellar, right?
All right, Grokheads, we've seen some epic hoaxes, but the real question is why? Why dedicate years, sometimes decades, to an elaborate lie? Well, buckle up, because the motives are as diverse as my collection of vintage wrestling masks. First up, the glittering siren song of fame. Imagine the headlines, the accolades, the intellectual rock star status. Who wouldn't want to be the brilliant mind who uncovered a missing link or built a machine that could seemingly outsmart a grandmaster?
Then there's the cold, hard cash, profit. Selling fake artifacts, bogus cures, or even just a sensational story could make you rich. Think about the Barnum era, where separating a fool from his money was an art form. But wait, there's more. Sometimes it's about power, manipulation, or simply a mischievous desire to expose human gullibility. A social experiment, if you will, with the entire world as the unwitting participants. Or maybe, just maybe, they were bored. And let's be honest, sometimes a good prank just escalates. So, next time you see something unbelievable, ask yourself, what's the motive behind the mirage? The truth, my friends, is usually much less exciting than the lie.
All right, Grokheads, we've seen the tricks, but why do we fall for them? It's not just about clever cons, it's about us. Our brains are wired in fascinating, sometimes flawed ways. Take confirmation bias. We naturally seek out information that confirms what we already believe or want to believe. If a story sounds exciting, if it fits our worldview, our critical thinking can take a vacation. Then there's the power of social proof. If everyone around us is buzzing about a moon colony or a mechanical marvel, we start to think, maybe I should too. It's herd mentality, folks. Plus, let's be honest, who doesn't love a good mystery or the thrill of an impossible discovery? Hoaxes often tap into our deepest desires for wonder, for something extraordinary. They offer an escape from the mundane. Understanding why we're susceptible is the first step to becoming true truth seekers. Stay sharp.
All right, Groksters, we've seen how centuries ago people fell for mechanical chess players and lunar Batman, but don't pat yourselves on the back just yet. Fast forward to today, and the landscape of deception looks eerily similar, just with a digital upgrade. We're talking deepfakes that blur reality, flat earthers arguing against verifiable science, and entire online communities convinced by outlandish conspiracy theories spread via algorithms. The speed at which misinformation can now travel is terrifying. A viral tweet can warp perception globally in minutes, unlike a newspaper limited by printing presses. Social media echo chambers amplify these falsehoods, making it harder than ever to discern truth from fabrication. The methods evolve, but the human tendency to believe what we want to believe or what confirms our biases remains our Achilles heel. So, are we really any smarter than our great-great-grandparents who believed in moon bats? Something to chew on, eh?
All right, truth seekers, joining me today, a man whose skepticism could curdle milk, Professor Skeptical Seymour. Professor, many argue historical hoaxes prove humanity's inherent gullibility. Thoughts? Absolute nonsense, Mr. Grok. It's not just gullibility. It's a profound, almost desperate yearning for the extraordinary. We want to believe in giants, moonbats, and chess-playing automatons. Precisely. That yearning is what con artists exploit. They don't just fool us. They sell us dreams tailored to our deepest biases. So you're saying our innate desire for wonder makes us targets? Bingo, Grok. The grander the lie, the more beautiful the deception, the easier it is to swallow. Truth, unfortunately, is often rather dull. Ouch. But perhaps the truth is, Professor, sometimes even the most skeptical among us just want a good story, and for a moment believe it. A moment, perhaps, but history proves those moments can last for decades. A very expensive moment indeed. Well said, Professor. And on that note, remember, folks, question everything, but keep a tiny sliver of wonder, just in case.
All right, Grokomaniacs, what a ride! We've journeyed through history's greatest fibs, from the archaeological antics of Piltdown Man to the mind-bending mechanics of the Turk. Fascinating, isn't it? What's the big takeaway from all this trickery? Humans, my friends, are just wonderfully, inexplicably fond of a good tall tale. It's not simply about falling for a clever con. Sometimes, deep down, we want to believe in the impossible.
We crave the extraordinary, the miraculous, the story that shatters our mundane reality and sparks wonder. Whether it's concocted for cold hard cash, fleeting fame, or simply a mischievous laugh, the intricate art of the hoax endlessly endures. From the grand fakes of antiquity to the slick deepfakes of our digital age, deception in all its forms remains a constant companion. So next time something screams too good to be true, don't just scoff. Put on your Grok goggles, stay sharp, question absolutely everything, dig for the facts, and always remember the truth is indeed out there, but so are a whole lot of incredibly convincing, delightfully devious lies. Mr. Grok out.